Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the...
Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us. For this special figure showcase, we're going to be looking at the 1986 minibot Hubcap. What we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a quick look at him in both of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. I'll point out some things that you need to be aware of if you're after purchasing one for yourself. We'll also do some comparisons between him and some other yellow minibots because he quite often gets mixed up. And as I'm lucky enough to have one in the packaging, we can have a look at the artwork and the fantastic battle scene on the back of that. Okay then, so as I said, he originally came out in 1986 and this was known as Series 3 of the Generation 1 continuity of figures of the toy line. And in 1986, this was the last year we saw minibots, but more interestingly enough, with the exception of Wheelie, all the minibots were slight retools and redecos of original minibots released previously, like Outback was Brawn, Tailgate was Windcharger, Swerve was Gears, and of course Pipes was Huffer. And as I've just said, Wheelie was the exception. So this guy was a slight retool and redeco of Cliffjumper. However, there also was a yellow Cliffjumper released as well. Obviously, his main colour should have been red, but you can see now just how similar these guys are if he just had his spoiler. So Cliffjumper has the spoiler, and of course the main thing to be aware of is of course the head sculpt. So Cliffjumper's head sculpt is completely different. That's the things to look out for there. He can sometimes, and I don't really know why because they're quite different, but it has been known that he's got mixed up with Bumper or Bumblejumper, however you want to call him. Maybe it's just because he's yellow, and I suppose the dimensions are sort of similar with the car, but I've never known him get confused with Bumblebee, thankfully. So he basically is like a little penny racer as they were known, and he's an out of proportion Porsche 924 turbo sports car model. And let's have a quick look at things you need to be aware of. So you can see this is chrome. This, to be honest, isn't the greatest example, so this is going to be quite good. You can see there that the chrome has faded quite a bit. You can see, luckily enough, the tyres are okay. They haven't perished, even though they're rubber. But we're starting to get a bit of corrosion inside the chrome, and we've definitely got some paint chipping and a bit of corrosion on the die-cast bit at the back. Okay, the transformation process is really, really simple. You just slot the arms out, and then you slide the legs down, and then this is where the other things that you need to be aware of the most. This guy's legs are okay, so he can balance on his legs. Sometimes they'll just literally drop down, but the other really common thing is of course the arms. So he's got very, very loose joints there, but he still, you know, stands absolutely fine like so. And if we put a Cliffjumper next to him, I think it's now more apparent that there is a bit more of a difference. I know obviously the Cliffjumper's got a rub sign, but now I think they do look that bit different. So there we go. Let's just move him out of the way. What we're going to do now, we're going to have a look at a carded example I've got. And this is what's known as either the Hong Kong or the Chinese variant of this particular figure. So it's not one of the knockoffs. It's well before that time. They basically, as you can see, we've just got the Chinese sticker that's stuck all around the top of the card, and it actually comes round onto the other side there. So legitimate figure, legitimate release. There's the amazing battle scene there. That's actually the 1985 battle scene because it's got the Dinobots, Jetfire and Shockwave on. But the figure is, as I say, an 86 release via Hasbro. But there you go. So yeah, this is, and then let's have a look at Hubcap as well. Lovely, lovely artwork there as well. So there you go, and it's quite weird, this figure, because, you know, he wasn't in any of the cartoons. He hardly got, you know, any recognition at all. So it's quite funny. Well, it's of course what they did. They just used the mold to make more money to produce more figures. But strangely enough, he was then used in Generation 2 over Cliffjumper. But there we go. This is just a quick look at the Generation 1 version. So there you go. If there's any figures that you'd also like me to showcase for you, if it's a Generation 1 figure, then let me know. If it's the Hasbro, I have the entire collection, so I can help you out with any of the figures that you want to see or dedicate to friends. Keep your ideas and suggestions coming in, and of course, please take care. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.